Hey there, Skywatchers. Doppler 10 meteorologist Jeff Booth here. Got a lot going on in the night sky this week, and this week you can find something known as the ghost of the summer sun. You can always find it around Halloween, and what we're talking about is the star known as Arcturus. It is the brightest star in the constellation of Borealis, which is the herdsman, and the reason why we call it the ghost of the summer sun is because it mimics the summer sun. It rises and it sets in the same spot and pretty much the same time as that sun does around the summer solstice. It also has a bit of an orangish hue to the star, so again, kind of a ghost of the summer sun. Use the constellation, or at least the asterism, of the Big Dipper. The handle of that will point right over to Arcturus, and you can be able to see that. Also, speaking of summer being over, well, Orion is back in the sky. It's actually been back for a little bit, but it's getting higher and higher, rising earlier and earlier, and that's because we're getting closer to winter. It's a wintertime constellation, and you can see it in the east around midnight. Look for the 3 stars that make up Orion's belt. And on Thursday in the evening, we will be looking at the new moon. It officially arrives at 5:15, which means there'll be less light pollution out there, be easier to find stars. And Uranus, well, that actually reaches a milestone this week. At about 8 o'clock on Thursday evening, it'll reach something known as opposition, which means it will be opposite the sun in the sky. It shines a little brighter as a result. Having said that, you'll need a telescope to find it. But if you look near Taurus, rather, just to the right of it, you can see it if you have an optical aid to help you find it. So do a little planet watching and look for the ghost of the summer sun. A lot of neat stuff this week. Happy hunting. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Jeff Booth. Good. Just call it Booth, whatever, in today's date. Hey there, Doppler 10 meteorologist Jeff Booth here, and you got a chance to see something kind of neat towards the end of the month. You can see something known as the ghost of the summer sun. Kind of spooky out there. What we're talking about is we're actually talking about a star. It's known as Arcturus. Now, this is the brightest star in the constellation of Borealis, or the herdsman. Now, the reason why we call it the ghost of the summer sun is because it actually mimics the summer sun. That's kind of long gone by now, but this will rise and set at roughly the same time as the summer sun around the solstice, and that's why it's known as the ghost of the summer sun, because again, it's kind of in the same spot in the sky that we see the summer sun in as we get on towards that summer solstice, the warmest time of the year, at least the time of the year that we're getting into the warmest season. And you know what? This is a gigantic star. It's actually a red giant, bigger than the sun. It actually dwarfs our sun, but it's roughly about as massive as it, and that's because it's kind of in the latter stages of its life, and our sun will eventually become a red giant. But yeah, Arcturus, again, it's the 4th brightest star in the sky as well. It's in the constellation of Borealis, the herdsman, and you can find it if you want to look for it in the northwest in the evening. You look for the Big Dipper. That's pretty easy to find. You use the stars that make up its handle, and it'll kind of point right to that star, Arcturus. Again, this is known as the ghost of the summer sun, so if you are out and about on Halloween night, look up. You might just see that neat little phenomenon in the night sky. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Jeff Booth.